Mike Diaz here from LMS Logistics Solutions. Today we're talking about local Southern California rates. Welcome back to the channel where you can count on us to give you the ground level scoop on warehousing and logistics. If you want to know more about the industry, tune into the channel, smash that like button, consider subscribing so we can see you on the next one. Give us a follow on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, so you can see the occasional posts. And if you want to get in touch with me direct, email's in the description below. So like I mentioned before, we are situated in Southern California. Now we already know that California is famed for being expensive in almost everything. Aside from being expensive, we are Asia's corridor into the US. Amazon uses Southern California's ports, and we have one of the most busiest ports in the world. Cannabis. Ground zero for cannabis. Once that was legalized, that just increased or doubled the capacity needed for commercial real estate and warehouse space as well. And it also brought in a lot more imports and exports into Long Beach. Stringent government regulations, and California being number 48, 49 friendliest states for business, and one of the highest in labor rates. So with all that comprised, you are sitting on the most expensive state to do business, and that you have to consider within your supply chain. Is it worth it? So we're going to talk about rates, and I'm going to give you local California market rates today. And when we talk about rates change, they vary a lot. Remember, a warehouse can be full, a warehouse can be half empty, a warehouse can be brand spanking new, and these guys are really hungry. So these rates do vary a lot. Just be informed and why there could potentially be a big difference in rates, because we did mention that a red flag is low rates. Setup fees, that's usually the first rate that you're gonna see. Some warehouses charge you a complete setup. Some warehouses are charging $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, depending on your operation. So if it's really complex, system integrations and different protocols and rules and setting up your shipping documents, all that stuff has to be set up prior to, because if not, once you go live, it's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be a lot of coordination issues and a lot of turbulence. Inbound container devanning, you're gonna have, if you're bringing in floor-loaded containers, right now you're looking at $400, $350 to $400 for a 20-foot container, $450 to $550 for a 40-foot container, and then up from there for the 45s, if you do 45s and 53s. But that's what you're seeing on the floor-loaded containers. Some folks are charging by the case, some folks charge by the container. Your case rates are about 35 to 55 cents. If you have a low inbound container handling fee, you're probably looking at a higher outbound handling fee. So that changes as well, that varies. Some folks charge 50-50, meaning half in the front, half in the back. Some charge it all in and out in the front. So there's different variations, but container devanning, you have your rates. When it's inbound pallets, you're looking at $10 in, $10 to $12 in, $10 to $12 out. Storage in bulk and on a rack. So preferably, we like to see pallets stacked about 4 high, maybe 4.5 with a pyramid. You're looking at $12 to $16 a pallet when it's in a bulk area. That is going to vary based on your amount of SKUs and based on how fast you move. If you're a cross-dock customer, expect to be paying storage. A lot of cross-dock customers don't want to pay storage. But if you're cross-docking in my facility and taking 10,000 square feet at any given time, we need to charge you that square footage. Expect a cost for storage when you are cross-docking. Some folks offer free days, so expect maybe a day or 2 free days. But if you're taking a big chunk of square footage, you're gonna get charged some storage. Some folks might just charge you a monthly flat fee of 10,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet, and you're looking at anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 per square foot. On the pallets, if you're at a daily, probably about $5, anywhere from $2.50 to $5 a day per pallet. On the week basis, anywhere from $5 to $10 a week. On a monthly basis, again, depending, anywhere from $14 to $16 a pallet. On a rack, you're looking at anything between $18 to $25 a pallet. If your stuff is just dead storage sitting around, you're probably gonna get a fat cube rate. Cubes are the most expensive way to rate someone because they sound cheap. You're probably looking at 25 cents per cube to 35 cents per cube nowadays. Order processing. It takes a good amount of resources to process orders. Any inbounds, you're looking at 25 bucks per inbound, depending on how complex it is. And that covers the clerical staff and the administrative staff and administrative functions, covers internet, utilities, ink, paper, all that stuff costs money. So you're gonna see those type of charges on the inbound, which are looking at 15 to 25 bucks. On the outbounds, if the warehouse is creating a BOL, some guys are charging 25 bucks per BOL and $5 a transaction. So you're looking at $30 every time you have an order going out. That's what you're looking at nowadays. Your e-com orders are between $2.50 and $3.50 per e-commerce order. Picking, packing, labeling, and palletizing, you're looking at $1.95 or 90 cents to $1 per master case. You're looking at 25 to 50 cents on the unit for picking. For packing, they're just charging you, they should be only charging you a box. It's usually the small, medium, large box. Labeling, you got UPC labeling, there's UCC labeling, there's FBA labeling, different labels for everything. So a UPC label is probably a 2x3 or a 3x1, 10, 15 cents a label, maybe up to 20 cents. Your 4x4 FBA labels, those guys are going for about 40 cents now. Your UCC labels, aside from a monthly connection for UCCs and a hefty design rate, you're probably paying about $1, $1.50 per UCC label. Pallets and palletizations, you're looking at 5 to 6 bucks per pallet wrapped. You're also looking at 16 to 20 bucks per wooden pallets, and then 10 bucks on the out, 10 to 12 bucks on the out. So your in and out handling remains pretty much the same on the in and out. Some folks charge a pick fee for pallets, anywhere from $1 to $3, but that's the pick fees that you're looking at. Labor rates, 2 years ago, labor rates were about 20 to 25 bucks. Today, they are $40 to $47 an hour. And that's just for a general associate. Clerical rates are 35 to 45 bucks an hour. Your supervisors, they're about $50 to $75 an hour. Your supervisor labor rates are anywhere from 50 to 75 bucks an hour. And if you're looking at weekend rates and holiday rates, you can double everything across the board. Forklift rates used to be at 10 bucks an hour. Now they're 25, 30 bucks an hour. Container drayage. That is the dray or pulling containers from the ports, bringing them to the warehouse. 2 years ago, we can get a container here to San Bernardino for 650 bucks. Yesterday, I just got a quote for $1,440. They're adding congestion fees. They're also adding minimum chassis fees. So that container that hits the chassis, it used to be 35 bucks a day. Now it's 45 bucks a day. And they're also charging a 2 to 4 day minimum. And the ports are insane. They're berserk. That is another video that's coming out to give you guys a little insight of what's going on at the ports, because you guys, if you're not in that truck pulling that container, you don't know what the hell's going on over there. And we talk regularly with our guys. We keep our customers informed, but not even with us informing our customers, they know what the hell's going on in the ports. They are mad. Another video. And then your local loads. So 2 years ago, we could get a full truckload from the warehouse into LA or in the surrounding areas for about $350 bucks, max 400 bucks. Today it's $600. And like everything, it's California, it's really expensive. A lot of folks don't like to work out here. They're lazy. So we have a shortage of drivers, we have a shortage of warehouse staff, and the demand is through the roof. So there's a shortage of real estate. So all the supply is short and the demand is super high, and it's just driving rates crazy. Let's talk about California's minimums. So minimums are a necessary evil, and you're going to see them on every agreement. Now, the in-depth of minimums that you're going to see just depends on the company itself. So not so common, but companies do charge a minimum inbound fee. If you're sending one pallet to the warehouse, the same resources have to get dispatched, and pretty much the same amount of time is going to take to get that one pallet than it would 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pallets. I can tell you by experience that if I receive one mixed pallet from a random carrier, I can probably process a 40-foot floor-loaded container with one SKU, 40 pallets quicker and with less resources than I process that one pallet. It's just the nature of the beast. We perform tasks in bulk functions. So minimum inbounds, you're probably looking at anywhere from $50 to $100. Minimum storage, that's the most common one. Storage minimums are a necessary evil. When you ship half or a quarter of your goods out, what happens to that space? Do we fill it with another customer? And then the next time you want to send us some more goods, we don't have any more space for you. So it's a necessary evil to charge a storage minimum. And that's kind of like what you're seeing behind me. Customer has so much goods in storage, but he has shipped out a good amount of his goods. We're waiting on 2 more containers to come in this week, and that real estate is not generating any revenue. Now, if you times that by 40 customers that we have in the building, that's a lot of space at one given time, potentially not generating any revenue. Minimum order fees for small orders. If we're dispatching a team for one small unit, it's the same amount of resources that we would to dispatch someone for 3, 4, 5 master cases. So you're looking at a minimum order fee in some warehouses, and it's probably going to be in the realm of $4 to $5. Not too bad. So be careful with those small orders and the cost to serve them, because they might be costing you a lot of money. Now, if they're onesies and twosies, you don't have to worry about it, but if it's the majority, then you probably want to renegotiate that with the warehouse. Minimum labor fees for overtime, weekend, and holidays. If you're bringing a team on the weekend, we're going to charge you a minimum of 5 hours. You're not going to get anyone out of bed on a Saturday just for half an hour or 1 hour. So if you're going to bring in the entire team, it's going to be a minimum of 5 hours. Minimum overtime. People don't want to just do 15 minutes of overtime. They want to do the entire hour. So you're probably looking at a minimum of 1 hour in overtime. Plus, to bill you 15, 16, 17 minutes of overtime, it's really not, it's just, we might as well not do it, because it's so hard to do it in our system. It's hard to track, and you're spending more time tracking it and billing it than actually doing it. So minimum it is 1 hour at the least. So in summary, we discussed the landscape here in California, why it's so expensive. We discussed what the local market rates right now are for 3PL warehousing, labor rates, storage rates, handling. If you have any questions, or if you have rates that are being provided now and want to send them to us so we can evaluate them and give you some feedback, by all means, contact me on the email below in the description. But just remember, California is expensive, and you are going to pay a premium to do business out here. So therefore, you should be charging your customer premium to have your product out here. If you like this video, hit that like button for us. Help us out with the algorithm. Consider subscribing so we can see you on the next one. And until then, we shall see you. Mike out.